Hey everybody, today I want to talk about, just today's news stories, a few that have really got me concerned. One of them is the number of migrants from West Africa that nobody seems to know where they've gone. And they haven't been screened for some of the more scary problems going on there, such as Ebola. And so we don't know where the Congolese migrants really are. Some of them were dumped in Texas and some dumped up in the Midwest somewhere. And that's really got people concerned. And along those lines, there's another story that's really starting to get a little traction. And the other day I saw a story where there were some World Health Organization officials and I think maybe CDC. I'm just guessing here. It's just out of memory. You can look up the stories if you want. I'm not going to leave links. I'm not reading a script from anything. But the gist of the story was they were recommending that they quarantine LA. That's right, LA. Like Escape from Los Angeles. They're going to just surround LA and, everybody stay in your house. Like they're going to quarantine LA. There was a recommendation to actually do that. Why? Because there's the bubonic plague. Yeah, this is what killed 2/3 of Europe back in the 12th century. Really nasty stuff. And what it is it rats with fleas, and then the fleas bite humans. That's how the transmission chain goes. And there's a lot of rats in these homeless camps all around LA. Everybody knows all about that. The Skid Row is about 50 square blocks of like a shanty town now, of tents and cardboard houses and stuff. And a lot of rats, a lot of open sewage or whatever you want to call it. It's turning into a third world country there. So, and it's really breeding diseases, and it's got some authorities concerned. Pretty scary stuff. And did you see the Trump rally? Was that great or what? I just, thought it was awesome. I knew that they would be complaining. It looks like CNN shut it off after the CNN sucks chant, but what would you expect, right? Okay, in other news, I want to talk to you a little bit about what happened to Alex Jones and InfoWars. The story came out that Alex Jones was sending people porn. Yeah, the people of Sandy Hook, the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting. I don't know what y'all might have heard, but I've watched Alex Jones, and at that time I did watch pretty much. When an event like that happens, you watch all the news you can get, and we did watch InfoWars coverage of the Sandy Hook shooting and others. And Alex Jones never said that nobody died at Sandy Hook. He brought on a lot of people. One guy was named Brian Fetzer. He brought that guy on, and that guy said it. And he wrote a book that is entitled "Nobody Died at Sandy Hook." Now, over the weekend, there's this article that came out about Alex Jones that said that he had lost a lawsuit against Sandy Hook parent, and that he wrote this book called "Nobody Died at Sandy Hook," and that I believe it's that Brian Fetzer guy that wrote the book. But anyhow, another thing that happened to Alex Jones and them is they tried to say that he was sending kiddie porn to the parents of Sandy Hook. Like, what's the logic of that, right? That's retarded, just to even think that that's legit. But what actually happened is somebody sent him threats in an email. Some pretty harsh threats, a lot of cuss words and threats and hate and all of that, right? In these emails. I suppose the motivation was to cause enough anger with what they could see of the email in the headline or whatever it's about to open it, which would have gotten them maybe in trouble, because embedded in that with a very hidden, not readily able to find it when you open the email, there were hidden in there in the metadata was some kiddie porn JPGs or whatever the hell. But they never even opened it, right? And this had come in over the last, whatever, few months or weeks. I'm not sure about the timeline, but they were in the servers of InfoWars, and they received those emails in the form of threats with kiddie porn embedded in those threats. They never opened any of them. Well, then they receive a subpoena for, guess what? Those emails. They tried to make it more broad, but those were the emails they were looking for. They were the ones that sent it, right? It's pretty funny. That stuff shows up, you don't even know it's there, and then someone comes looking for it. Pretty crazy, right? So, because the only people that would have known it was there would be a person at InfoWars end, had they have opened it, but they had not. The FBI has already been informed. And the person that sent it would know it's there. So is it just a wild guess that you go and get a subpoena for a bunch of emails? I'd like to see what's on the warrant, the subpoena, what the purpose of it. Were they actually looking for kiddie porn? That would be funny. They sent him the kiddie porn, then they get a search warrant for kiddie porn. Meanwhile, InfoWars is like, what are you doing? We have no idea what you're talking about. So I think the same people that sent them the porn are probably the ones that at least gave the tip that where it was, where they could find it, because they got a warrant and they went and got and Alex Jones turned over the emails and they found that in there. But it was sent to them. They didn't send anything out. And that's the lie that's in the media. So I just wanted to cover that story and get that straight. That's just the craziest stuff I've ever seen. Some of these lies. I mean, when I see these headlines, it cracks me up and they don't print retractions. When they do, it's like in the 25th page, and nobody ever sees it or reads it. They just believe the headline that was on a week ago, right? It's just insane. Completely insane. We got AOC, the occasional cortex. God, what a dumbass this woman is. She said that we have literally concentration camps on our southern border. Huh. You might want to ask some Jews if they took it upon themselves to walk 1,000 miles through a desert to get to that wonderful concentration camp that was going to feed them and put them in a warm bed and take care of their medical needs. I don't think that's how it worked exactly with the World War. She needed a little bit of a history lesson on what a concentration camp is, or even an internment camp. We're trying. How many people can we make comfortable on this earth with the resources we got? I mean, God, they got to quit coming. How can we keep dealing with this? Now Democrats are even hitting up the House and the Senate and lawmakers saying, you better do something about this border, because Democrats that are feeling the effects of this border crisis are feeling it in the form of an influx of displaced immigrants in their district, irritating the crap out of their constituents. Politically, the Democrats can't just play this open borders game, because a lot of these migrants are going to show up in their towns and start pissing off their constituents, and they're going to say, get them the hell out of here. Because that's the whole thing about progressive values. They never apply them to their own backyard. Look at LA, for example. I know we covered that. Let's talk about that. There are more millionaires than there are homeless people in California. Well, we got California, people in California, Hollywood, they want to go ahead and boycott Alabama over there. Oh, because they're going to outlaw murdering babies. Oh, no. But, oh, why don't you just donate some money and go work at the soup kitchen down there. Maybe help pay for a little more housing for some of these people. Maybe get some programs together to get them out of them shanty towns and away from the bubonic plague rats. No, the celebrities want to just lecture the rest of us as if that stupid Hollywood bullshit is up there on some moral high ground instead of just a hill of dirt where they look down on us as if we're some kind of ignorant subjects, and because they've got this fame and celebrity status, they have some kind of knowledge or some kind of power over us. Well, they don't. And frankly, I'm tired of celebrities weighing in on all these subjects. You want to weigh in on something? Weigh in on something that's going on right around you that you can actually do something about. No, you want to whistle right past that. You want to bitch about something somebody else is doing that you ain't got no intention of helping. That situation. So it's just a tax on other people. You ain't really interested in humanitarianism. You bunch of lowlifes. Corrupting the morals of our society is all y'all do. So that's my 2 cents on Hollywood and the situation in California. Yeah, there's more multimillionaires than there are people in those shanty towns. They can keep bitching at us all they want. Ain't nobody listening. TV's dying. Let's get into that. They're taking people like me out because I want to report the news on YouTube and just talk about it and stuff like that. Well, they got these stupid pundits on this dinosaur media nobody ever watches. Who the hell has cable anymore? I don't. I have a cable box because they made me get cable with my internet connection. It's in the closet, still in the box. I never even plugged it in. I have no interest in anything that's on that box, and I sure as hell don't want it to migrate to YouTube. But that's why they're doing all of this censorship and kicking people off the platform, because all of their advertising dollars have migrated to YouTube. So they want to kick us off because that's where the dollars have gone. They're sponsoring the independent content out here. The Alex Joneses, the Gary Franchis, the Lisa Havens, all of these big channels that do really well. You know, PewDiePie. Because more eyes are on it. Well, now the dinosaur media, they get in bed with the Silicon Valley people, and they decide to just think they just elbow us off of here. Like the audience is just going to stay like a bunch of dumbasses and stare at their stupid TV on YouTube. No. We came here to get away from them. And we'll go somewhere else to get away from them. It's just how it works. You don't get to decide what we like and what we watch. You're going to force us to watch stuff. I'd rather sit here and read a book if you want to limit my choices to your propaganda. So that's where I'm at with that. Got the Russians want to be the first to give birth in space, in orbit. What's the point of that? We're going to study the effects. Okay. Guess we'll find out how that goes out, how that comes out. But I think right now that's about all I got. Probably do another news report. I mean, I just think it's the best way to go. With all the censorship, and a lot of it is excuses based on copyright infringement. They use that a lot to demonetize and censor your videos too. So, yeah, sometimes I'm gonna come on here and just talk, maybe do a list of news stories that are really bothering me, you know. Still got some stuff about Iran to talk about. Maybe what's going on with the UN declaring that China did violate human rights. I have to get to that. China in a tribunal with some guy that also ran the tribunal against Slobodan Milosevic from over in the Czechoslovakia and Bosnia and all of that mess during the Clinton administration. But anyhow, he goes forward with allegations against China and human rights abuses because they are doing what I said in my previous video. They are harvesting organs from live prisoners. I think it's called Guangdong religion followers, like some kind of Buddhism or even a Muslim type thing. I've heard it. I don't know. I just know that they're just persecuting these people because of what they believe, and part of that persecution, they're taking their organs, killing them. You know, first the organs, then they kill them. I mean, it's pretty barbaric. But it is the most efficient way to get a fresh organ. So yeah, that went on. He did win that, and they were declared to have committed these human rights abuses and crimes against humanity or whatever. What comes of it, I don't know. I'll keep you posted. But you know, that's all I got here on the Last Word channel. Please like, subscribe, share. Got a pile of money? You don't want it? I got a PayPal in the link in the description. So, but if you can't afford, the best way you can help is to like and subscribe and share. Sharing being the most important. So I'll see you in the next video.